This is a general reading, but Aquarius is coming through. That's what I will say. So anyone can watch this, but there's an influence of Aquarius that I can't deny is here, okay? But stay with me to find out if this is for you, because there's a tower moment that's occurred. Something shocking, something sudden, and as a result, you feel left out. So there's news, there's excitement, there's something that's broken. Someone's broken the silence. It could be someone having an event, a party, a celebration. You didn't get an invite. Yeah, you're not turning up. You're not in the call click. You're not in the crew. You've been left out of something potentially. You feel like there should be more opportunity for you. You feel like you should have been brought into this thing. You should have been brought a present or a gift for your birthday. It is Aquarius season, isn't it? That's why some of you are having a birthday and you feel, well, you should have been gifted something and you weren't. Or someone should have threw you a party and they didn't. You was expecting more than you got. Or you could still be resentful from last year, to be honest. But in the back of your mind, there's something you really, really want. Something you're really, really wishing for. And in the front of your mind, you are really focused on that money. I am really intrigued. I'm torn in this reading, okay? I feel like I'm connecting with two Aquariuses. Listen to this. This is why this is for everyone. Because what the divine is giving me here is a battle between good karma and bad karma. Interesting with Aquarius, because I really get that with you guys quite a lot when I do readings. It's the collective that are getting really good karma because their life's good and they're living in their social rebellious truth, which is the element and kind of purpose and power of an Aquarius. Yet on the other hand, the Aquarius that shuns that, dominates and controls, denies, possessive, presents with a lot of darker, bad karmic traits, suffers. So if you know you have a Aquarius friend, or if you know a few Aquariuses, just go, okay, let's see what it looks like to have an Aquarius in high vibes and Aquarius in low vibes, because that's what we're looking at. So you got to find yourself, guys. This is a really healing transmission today, because we're talking about the zodiac element of Aquarius specifically. This could be the Age of Aquarius reading, probably it should be titled, because it's giving me, wow. Everyone wants Nine of Cups and everyone wants Ace of Pentacles. That's the wish, the materialized wish, the money, the stability. But in the past, Death card. Something had to end. And in the future, justice. You have to get justice in a situation. What is justice? The Wheel of Fortune. You have to awaken to your purpose after a death cycle. What a lot of people don't realize is karma is the scales of justice. You need to be conscious enough to see, know, receive, understand, learn from the past, learn from the experience, learn from the event. You must learn from what has occurred to proceed and flourish. Many people will go through an experience. It will be over. They will come out of it. They will say, thank God that is over, with no conscious awareness that it will happen again, because they have not applied the lessons to their life in the now moment. And they repeat that cycle again and again, that toxic relationship again and again, that loss of money again and again. That's the bad karma. Yeah? Because you're not using your intelligence, your wisdom, your God-given gifts to transmute that old energy, transmute that low vibration, and ascend in your own reality. The Age of Aquarius, the awakening that demands you to see more, be more, do more by being present and awakened to you. Next to that Five of Wands, there's a conflict always in our lives. No matter what, we could be alone and still be conflicted with our thoughts. Should I go left or right at the junction? Should I make chicken or fish? Should I wear my blue trainers or my pink trainers? should have a shower or a bath. Every single day, there are millions of choices that we make. They're very mundane. They don't carry too much karma. But the truth of the matter is, let's dive. Let's do a little bit of molecular studies with you on the line, as this is for the Age of Aquarius and about consciousness. If we choose to have a shower instead of a bath on a day where our body is really, really achy and tired, we limit our healing, because a bath would give you time to submerge your joints and muscles and surrender to the water. It would encourage you to be still, clear your mind, have a moment to let go of your aches and pains. You could add salt to that. But if you chose a shower instead on that day, you rush through the process, you get out and you carry on with your life. You made no time for self-love and self-care. That's going to knock onto another day. Karma. But that also applies in reverse, because actually you've got to be at work in 20 minutes and you've just come from the gym. There is no time for a bath. You need to get into the shower, get out and get to work. That's alignment. That's the material world. That's the Ace of Pentacles. That is the way. That is intuition. That's inner knowing. That's alignment with the mission. That's good karma if we want to look at it like that. So these little things that we just do every day, they do accrue karmic energy. Everything is energy. So it's about being incredibly conscious, guys, really switched on to what we are giving off and what we are choosing to do with our time and energy every single day. Because in those moments, we can make better or worse choices in life. And it's those choices that multiply and present themselves with L's or W's, losses or wins in life. And a lot of people go, oh, well, I have the worst luck. Bad things happen to me all the time. It's because actually, if you chose to take that bath when your body needed it, you would have been chilled and relaxed and be able to manage this meeting that we're having today. But you decided to have a shower and then go and do 100 other things after that. And none of that allowed you to slow your mind down enough to relax. So, yeah, the meeting's heated today. Just an example. And that's the example because we're leaving with 8 of Swords and we're leaving with 7 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords. And what that is really talking to me about is the stability of your mind at this time. You don't give your mind enough control. You don't give your mind enough respect. And you don't give your mind enough power. This isn't for all of you. Some of you are incredibly conscious, okay? I've got to say that. Some of you are really, really switched on. And I like challenging the status quo over here. So if you're like, no, I'm really clear-minded and I'm powerful, tell me in the comments. Let me hear you affirm that narrative. Do you get what I mean? But if you are consciously aware that you're slacking off a little bit, then this is for you. And I'm leaning towards you guys a little bit more than the ones that are stable and grounded, which are probably the ones that are staying to the end, actually, and really receiving this. Thank you very much. Do hit the like. Because the 8 of Swords is showing up to me as some of you guys over-worrying about making sure you're doing the right thing and living in the light and being the divine masculine or the divine feminine, really being aligned to your highest, yeah? Beautiful at doing so. Really purposeful, really, really driven, really giving back. Some of you doing charity. Some of you spending your own money quite frequently to give back. I worry about you guys doing that, okay? Don't overdo it. I always boss people around because I've been doing charity for years and I've worked for charities. I kind of get how important it is. But I also understand the well-being of individuals within the team and group. And I'm always like, guys, but I know this is charity and I love you to death, but can we look after you, please? Radical self-love is so important to me because we do suffer and we do crumble and we do fall to the floor if we don't really prioritise ourselves. Some of us earth angels, light workers, we will give everything we've got to everyone else, okay? And then we come up short again and again. So if you can't give as much as you would like to, and you're not as positive and healing, someone needs to take their time back a little bit is what I get here. I'm connecting with a feminine who has A lot of kids, you might do more for one of your kids than the others, and they might get upset about that. And there could be issues about money and giving and shopping and all the things that you're doing. You've got a lot scheduled into your day and a lot of things you're doing for other people. You could be a mentor, a teacher, a tutor, spreading your time around a load of different teachers and jobs and helping other people and agreeing to work on projects in these different teams and groups, or agreeing to do things for people's parents, stuff like that. A lot of interesting energy coming through. But with that, it's talking to me more than anything. Don't trap yourself in this. Don't overgive and trap yourself, because you are trying to accrue good karma, because some of us really do push for that good karma. Yeah? As long as you're clear in the mind is the message here, about who you are and what you're doing, and you're keeping a clear mind day to day, you'll be fine. It's about consciousness. Yeah? Not necessarily the good and bad karma that we've gone in on today, because we needed to learn, but it's about being conscious of your choices, because some people can hack karma, the good and bad, based on their thought processes. This is a beautiful example to leave you with. Children with autism, they don't understand. So they do things that normal children wouldn't do because they don't understand, and some children will feel like they get away with it and it's not fair, and that child with autism is so naughty because they do all of these bad things, and the teacher says, no, they're not naughty, they just have autism, they just don't understand. And that is a little bit of a hack of life, I will say, because it's true. What God is looking for, what the divine see, what the energy pull is based on, is intention. It's what you intend to do. So when people have malicious intent, and people are conscious enough to know the raw way, to know the right thing to do, yet choose the wrong, that's when you go, bad karma, tick. That's why I love children with autism and have so much time and energy for them. They don't have a malicious bone in their body. They are seeing, feeling, experiencing incredibly heightened realities, and a lot of them have very different levels of consciousness that they can't tune to our reality, our 3D. They're not seeing things in the way in which we get to see. So they are not intentionally doing bad things. That is just their standard functioning, and they're allowed to standardly function as them. But the children in the class that decide to slap someone around the face, spit on someone, pull their hair and run out and climb the school fence, who is conscious of that, is a child that is going to get suspended and disciplined and in serious trouble, because you have consciousness. Yeah? And that's it. That's what God is guiding you to see and acknowledge. The power in you, the light in you, the source is you, is conscious. Loads of people who don't get bad luck are at the right percentile of consciousness. And you think they're doing things maliciously, and, well, they always get away with that, well, they do that, well, they done that, I'm going to do it too. But you know that's wrong. They didn't know that was wrong. They didn't do that out of malicious intent. There's no malicious intent here. I always talk about friendship groups. It's the last example I'm going to give you on the way out the door. I think it helps. In some friendship groups, and in some of the most beautiful friendship relationships and dynamics you have, lovers, boyfriends, girlfriends, best friend, family members, someone will do something in the connection because that's just their natural way of doing things. They don't show up, they don't come to the event, they don't buy gifts, they don't do this or that. Fair enough, that's just their natural way of being. They're not conscious of any other way of doing it. They've never given gifts, or they never show up on time, or they never make an effort in that way. They never dress up in that way. They're always showing too much of their skin, or they always take more than they should. That's just them. Yeah? So, them being them, God says that's okay. They're not being malicious. They're not giving you a gift to spite you. They're not dressed like that to spite you. They're not showing up late to spite you. That's just them, right? But in polarity to that, the bad karma, the bad energy, and the person that fucks up their reality, they look at that person and they begrudge them. They become resentful. They want to humble them, right? And they go, yeah, I'm going to show up late to their event next time. Their birthday, I'm not going to buy them a gift. That person's conscious. That person is now having an intent to be malicious. Do you see that? Uh-oh. That's bad karma. That's bad energy. That's karmic debt. That's low vibrational energy. And that's someone you're meant to love and care about, may I add. And that person being them has bothered you, and you haven't consciously addressed that and spoke on that and tried to heal that. You've now spited them for that, and that is a low vibrational karmic energy. And I see it all the time in every single walk of life. Let me do something to get them back. Let me do something to get them back. They done that, I'm going to do it too. But that's not your normal way of operating, and you're conscious of that, and now you're consciously choosing to be malicious, and now you have negative intent. Intent is a crime, yeah? Bear in mind, intent is a crime in the name of law, yeah? A plot to kill is a crime, yeah? Any kind of intent is a crime, comes with a sentence. Not only in the legal world and the real world, but also in the spirit realm, guys. So please bear that in mind. Make choices that are conscious and light. Don't worry about what someone else is doing, because they have their own contract with the divine. They have their own neurocognition. They are working through their own age of Aquarius. Don't lose yourself because of spite and someone else's energy. We're all programmed different. Our brains work different. Our hearts, our soul, our mind, our body work different. There's nothing worse when I see someone spiting someone else. I'm going to get them back, so I'm going to do this. It's always the get back. And they're the ones that lose and fall on their ass time and time again, fail again and again and again, because you're so busy trying to get that person back for what they've done to you. And they didn't even do it from malicious intent. They're not even aware that you feel the way you do. But now you're calling on the darker energy to retaliate. It's the age of Aquarius. An age where you wake up and be conscious of what you're giving to the universe. Any dark energy reaches much faster down towards the devil than it does up to the light and the Lord, God. Be aware of that. And toe the line, okay, guys? Your intent matters. Be conscious of it. Love and light.